is a subject I wanted to touch on for a while, but it's not terribly. It's not terribly important. Important is just something that based on some observations I had, you know, and it's about parrots. We all like parrots, don't we? You know, parrots are cool. I like parrots. You know, um, I like parrots most of the time. The issue um I have with parrots is that sometimes, you know, parrots mimic sounds, um, but actually uh they don't actually talk. What they do is they mimic sounds. And this term parrot actually came about back in the day when I was a young Freemason. Um, there was a term that we call parrots, where these were guys that they really didn't know the they really didn't know uh, their literature, so to speak, their catechism, stuff like that. They really didn't have a real understanding of some of the things they were taught, and uh, I'm sitting here running my mouth. I don't even have my mic plugged up. Let's see how that go. Testing, testing, one, two, testing. How y'all doing? Okay. Yeah, that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Yeah. Can y'all hear me out there? Everything seems to be operating like it should. So, um, anyway, um, passport parrots. This is something, um, like I said, this is something that I wanted to talk about for a while. And the reason I wanted to talk about it was because I started noticing when the passport bro movement got when it got big, uh, you started you, you started to see a lot of people, you know, waving the flag and they didn't have passports. They didn't travel. Um, you know, uh, they didn't have passports. Or they went to places you didn't need to have a passport, like, you know, Puerto Rico. And shout out to my family in Puerto Rico. Shout out to my cousins. But Puerto Rico don't count. Guam don't count. You know, the places don't count. You know, they they don't count as far as the passport bro. Yeah, I said it. But you got guys, campaigning and flag waving, but they're not really about that life. Um, what that really is, it comes down to one thing, and that one thing is to um, make upset the women they really want. Listen, if you want Tasha and Tamika, um, you don't need to thank Passport Bro to do it. Most Passport Bros just get up and do it. They don't make, these goofy announcements to do it. And real Passport Bros, a lot of them were doing the popular spots long before they were popular. Like, you know, um, a lot of Passport Bros, I know the legit ones, they were doing the Dominican Republic 20, 30 years ago. In fact, I would say probably 28 years ago. Um, they were doing Brazil even before Charles Tyler. I think Charles Tyler was actually the one that brought social media, but there were passport bros going and living in Brazil long before that. In fact, the first passport bro I encountered was a pastor who ended up, he bought a house over there, married a Brazilian woman, and pretty much built his life there. So, in fact, that was the very first passport bro. Shout out to Will, you know, um, you know, uh, and that's outside of military guys, and then there were you know the guys like I said that were going to the Dominican Republic before it blew up and got popular. Which I say Dominican Republic probably got popular like around 2016, 2017. To be honest, you know, nobody was talking about it like that before then. Um, you know, um, but with the Parrots, these are guys that they want to be a part of a movement. Number one, and so it sounds popular, and they want to be with the cool kids. So they go, "Yay, me too, yay!" Go buy a T-shirt or something, you know, fan club, and then you have um, the guys that they have no intentions on leaving the country, um, anything like that, building a life elsewhere, marrying a foreign woman. They just want to make Tamika and Tasha and Keisha and them. They want to make them mad. So that's what you got with that, you know. And then you got, I mean, you got other groups too. Like you have what I call the Blex Pats, which they're not really passport bros. They're adjacent, but they just travel for primarily sex. And that's grown people are gonna do what they want to do. I don't care, but it is what it is. That's what they do. They travel for sex, and there's no sense in trying to cover it up. That's what they do. You're an adult. As long as you're doing what you do with a consenting adult, that's not an issue. I think where the issue was coming in was that number one, those aren't passport bros. Number one, which is no big deal, but they're not. They're at the end of the day, they're coming back to the states. You know, they're leaving for their recreation, and you know, they were no different than the Stellas. And I've talked about this numerous times before. They were no different than the BWs that went to other countries to, you know, have sex outside of the U.S. It is what it is. That you have people that do that. So, you know, um, you have those people. Then you have people that are just plain tourists. They go to the resorts. Uh, they go to the attractions of the country, and they stay in the safe places. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of guys that do that, but they're not passport bros. See, the thing with a passport bro is a passport bro, um, and a passport bro is he's going to become a part of the country. He, to a degree, he assimilates to the country language wise, customize different things like that. He lives as close to the locals as he can. So that's passport bro. And then you have you know, the guys who go overseas just to get wives to bring them back to the US. It's not really a passport bro. That's more I would say that's more SYSBM, you know, which is adjacent to which Passport Bros really, that's a movement the Passport Bros grew out of. Save yourself, black man. But, you know, that's different because Passport Bros tend not to bring their wives back. They tend to stay in those countries because it makes more sense, you know, economically, it makes more sense, you know, culturally, uh, you know, it's oftentimes it's more practical and it's the better move. So that's what you have. The Parrots don't do none of that. The Parrots are they going the Parrots are gonna stay in Chicago, Memphis, Gary, um, you know, you know, Little Rock, you know, they're gonna stay where they're at basically, and they're just going to hop on social media and go, yeah, I'm be a passport bro. You know, it may be a future aspiration of theirs, but they're not passport bros. It is what it is, and it you know sometimes it's annoying because you know it's really about um the very women they're trying to get away from. It's like divestors, you know, like a real divestor. I respect them. I respect real divestors because real divestors, they go, I don't want nothing to do with none of y'all from the community, male or female. The fake divestors, the parrots, are just are just women that are mad at Lil Scony and you know, Pookie and you know, the shotgun Mike. What up? Speaking of Mike, what up, Mike Reed? How you feeling there, bro? Talking about the passport parrots and parrots in human form in general. Talking about the parrots. Right now, I was actually talking about legit divestors. You know, the real deal, and talking about the divested parrots. You know, which I might make that another show in itself. You know, so yeah, man. That's what I was talking about. You know, like Eve, um, who's known the former rapper Eve. That is a real divester. By all accounts, she has entirely left the community. Probably got tattoos removed. Which, if she did, I'd salute her. Hey, it is what it is. You know, if she is really about that divested life, she is going to leave all of that nonsense behind. And I've got no issue with it. I salute her. You know, yes, she did. Yes, she did. You know, you don't see her hanging around with Keisha and Tamika and Nene. You know, I haven't seen a photo of her doing that yet. I've seen her with white women and her husband. The only photos I've seen of her, I don't see her hanging out with Nene Links, uh, 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 you know, Stacey Jones, or none of them. You know, you would say she damn near made herself near presentable. She made herself damn near presentable. Yeah, yeah. I mean, she definitely switched it up, and you know, I don't blame her. Like I said, I've got real divestors. I've got no issues with because I've always said if you're gonna divest from the community completely. You know, if you're gonna do it like that, you can't divest from Shorty Gunsmoke, but still, you know, have wave the flag for Keisha. No, all of them got to go because Keisha is the Shorty Gunsmoke maker. You know, she's the Pookie maker. So you gotta, you're gonna cut it off. You gotta cut it all off. So yeah, I've got no, you know, real divestors. I got no issue with it. You know, you gonna call the police on, you know, Shorty Chuck. You need to call the police on Lil Tamika too. You know, That's how I look at it. You know, you're gonna divest, do it all the way. You know, if not, you just bitter about a bad relationship. you know, you know, you be like me. You know, hey, I pretty much, well, I wouldn't say I've divested because I like black individuals. I like people on an individual basis. Groups of people, nah. I you know, I don't fall for it. I don't, you know, I'm not team. I'm not on. I don't root for any of these teams. You know, I my thing is I'm based on an individual. You know, I rock with who rock with me. You know, that's how I see it. If we cool, then we're cool. You know, I might not be cool with your cousin Terry. You know, but if I'm cool with you, I'm cool with you. You know, but yeah, man. Eve did clean herself up. You know, and so I've got no issue with it. Um, you know, but again, you know, she 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 looked like she went in, you know, hands and feet down, you know, and she's never and to be fair, she's never outright said, you know, I'm a divested, you know, but you know, she pretty much lives the lifestyle, which I've got no issue with either. You know, hey, do what you got to do to you know, feel well. That's how I look at it. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. But yeah, you know, with the passport parrots, man, you know, it's really guys that number one, they want to be a part of something they see as popular. And then number two, you know, they want to make the girl that they couldn't get or that broke up with them, they want to make her mad. They want to make her feel bad. You know, when you know, it's like it's pointless, man. You know, if you're gonna be if you are going to travel, then by all means do it. You're gonna be a passport bro, by all means do it. But don't say you're gonna be one and then don't be one. It's dumb. You know, it's dumb. Yep. So anyway, man, you know, I just wanted to make this short live, you know, especially since I didn't do anything yesterday, because I had some stuff I had to take care of. But man, I appreciate you stopping through. Ain't it's not a whole lot going, so um, I'll try again tomorrow morning. I'll come back tomorrow morning with some more Royce Babble. You know, probably some traffic jam babble. And I'll see you in the morning. Y'all take it easy. This is Royce J. Royce Media. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out.